folks, thanks so much. It's a Friday night mic drop. This is a little different, coming to you live from Atlantic City. I have some friends with me from Pennsylvania who have been with me for many years with the Elvis stuff, and then now with the Ryan Files. So we have in the middle Miss Heather Antos, 00 agent for the Ryan Files. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thanks for
And then on the bookends, John and Diane O'Malia from Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area in Pennsylvania. They love to talk, so we're going to really have to get through this awkwardness. So the reason why it's not live is I did a test. I did a test earlier today, and the bandwidth, the internet at the casino, especially at nighttime, it's not there to do it. So I thought we'd pre-record this, but I will be right now be able to comment and whatnot because we won't be showing this until a little bit later on. Got a show tonight here at the Hard Rock, and you guys were at the show last night.
Beautiful show.
Yeah.
Very good time.
Awesome.
Very
Great
nice.
show.
Yes,
Yeah.
very
Awesome.
good. You get
Awesome
people wound
energy.
up.
It was very hot up there.
It looked hot up there.
I was sweating so bad. And, Legends is awesome. But, man, it's a really interesting thing how we are taken care of so well at Legends in Concert. On a day where the theater might be hotter than normal, it's still a nice temperature.
Comfortable.
We have fans on the stage. It keeps us relatively cool. You're not up there for 45 minutes, so... And that's the problem. Once you start sweating, you can't stop.
Right.
I got your towel. Thank you for the sweat.
Oh,
Well, especially with
Sweat.
Probably
I'm
so.
jealous.
especially in your black leather. I mean, that leather.
I want to know how he gets out of
it.
it.
Can't
That's the
breathe.
way
So
he sweats.
you're sweating. You can see the sweat
You can have
flying in the
tonight's
air.
and here's the problem too. Like, there's a certain. I forgot to take my tie off last night. I brought 6 GI ties to be able to do that, and I forgot.
Row 4.
But
First
yeah,
row.
it's
Don't get greedy.
Hey, did she get one tonight? A tie? She never got one.
You never got a tie.
Never
Never
got a
got a tie.
Never got one.
Well, the streak will continue more than likely. If you're in the 4th row,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. If you
Give
can
it
get
to
the
me.
hammer.
Give it to me, and I'll give it to her.
Well, remember you gave me the jacket. I had to come up from the 26th row
Oh, yes, that's
Yeah.
you.
in Branson to
We
get
could
the
get the
jacket.
hammer to get up there and get it.
No, it
I'll
wasn't.
get it
26.
from him and give it to you.
It's
That's
more
not
fun
the
to get the
same
hammer
thing.
to come up.
Yeah, because he likes to harass me. Oh, my
Just go
goodness.
up and get it from
I
him.
might just get up and go get
I think
it
you
from
should.
her.
I'll get it.
No,
There
you
you
sit
go.
your butt
Oh,
down.
okay.
Now,
I
John,
like the limelight sometimes,
Well, when John's at the show, he likes to have a ball, and so
Yes, he does.
Yes,
More than you know.
that's a different subject. We won't go there.
all right.
Okay, thank you.
But anyways, yeah, these shows are great, but man, it's a different thing. And I want to respect the uniform and not like be all sweaty in it. But man, it's like when I went to go get changed during the quick change last night, I was like, I can't believe how much I'm already sweating. And then you put on the leather,
And it sticks to you. Yeah.
Now here's what's really nasty is tomorrow we have 2 shows.
Yeah.
And Sunday 2 shows. So when I do the 8 o'clock nighttime show, the leather will still be wet
Oh,
with sweat
not good.
from the matinee show.
Whoa.
Ugh.
Now, as gross as that sounds, and it is, but what's really nice about it is because it's like wet, the lining is still wet, it's cool.
Oh, there
Okay.
you go.
Yeah.
So something, yeah, you probably love hearing that, right? But yeah, so I love this casino. It's always a pleasure to be here, and always a pleasure to perform with Sean and Dan and the ambassadors. So we have a great time. I don't like to travel as much as I used to, for certain things. Work is always nice, but man, traveling has become. It's,
Pretty tough on the roads. The road
Stressful.
traffic is unbearable.
well, traffic is one
Stuff
thing, but
like
like airlines just
Yeah,
can't.
you seem to be having a lot of issues lately
I
traveling.
think everybody is,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
they just can't get it together. In a world where we're supposed to be smarter, more intelligent, and we've got AI and we've got this and that and the other thing, it's like, we just can't get it together, We sat in the airplane for almost an hour, whatever, plus, and then found out that we had to sit there even longer because coming in, the plane came from Mexico, okay? And it was going to be from Dallas to Philly was where I was flying. But the trash on an airplane from an international flight has to be taken off by a special crew, okay? We waited 2 hours for that crew. So it wasn't like a maintenance issue. It wasn't
Right.
anything. Everybody's on the plane. We had to wait 2 hours for this crew to come and take the trash off the plane before we could fly.
Wow.
I mean, and it was like, I watched I listened to like almost 2 full episodes of Blurry Creatures, before we even got off the tarmac. So, which is one of my favorite podcasts, Blurry Creatures. Those guys are awesome. So,
Check that out.
Me too.
well, Blurry Creatures and Timothy Alvarino are the people that I went to Peru with.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, pretty cool. And I'm trying to get the gumption up to talk to Timothy Alvarino and have him on the podcast here at some point. He's got some really cool things going on, so excited about maybe doing that. But we've got some great stuff coming up. If you guys are going to be at Elvis Explosion, right?
Yes.
John and Diane?
Yes.
Yeah, and you've never been, Heather, right?
Oh, they're great. It's
great. It's a
fun.
fun
Yeah,
weekend,
Ryan,
yeah.
he does a great job.
Check out the episode coming up this Tuesday. It's about Elvis Explosion. What was fun is I talked with Ronnie Craig, but we split the interview. So like we had an entire interview, but during it I cut to certain interviews I did with a lot of Elvis guys, from Jimmy Holmes, who has a really good chance to win the Ultimate this year. Sylvain Leduc, a past champion of Elvis Explosion from Canada. Oliver Steinhoff from Germany, 6'7", tall, lanky, but big voice guy.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I remember him last year. Yeah, he
Casper
was-
Slee.
guy.
And then some of the new bucks up and coming. Logan Ramey from Illinois. Nevin Castaneda from Colorado.
Yeah.
And then some of the old guard, like Dan Barella.
Yeah.
You know Dan Barella? He's awesome.
He's neat.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of a fun episode where you get to talk to these guys on Zoom, and you don't get to see them as Elvis, you get to see them as themselves. So we talk about that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I appreciate those guys coming on the episode. But then the following week, and I'm really excited about this, people don't geek out on this stuff probably like I do, but I love the weirdest controversy in the world is this flat earth controversy. Okay? It is so bizarre to me. But getting into it, like, I understand why some flat earth people, just flat, man. Flat Stanley.
Talk
That's
about
gonna be
my son
edited,
like
right?
that.
Some flat earth people are very, you can't talk sense to them, and it's interesting to me how dogmatic they are. And but I met this guy, and he actually commented on the experiment episodes that we did, and his name's Will Duffy, and he is planning a trip to Antarctica this December during the winter. It's the summer solstice down there. And basically, if the Earth is flat, there won't be a 24-hour sun. But if the Earth is a globe, there will be a 24-hour sun, just like you see in the summertime at the North Pole. Mm-hmm. So it's a really intriguing experiment. He's inviting flat earthers and globalists, or whatever you call them, globe people, to come on this trip. So that'll be interesting too. But since I have you guys here and you've watched the podcast, and maybe you can speak on behalf of whoever's watching right now, what topics, if any, come to mind that you would like to have on the podcast? And while they're answering, feel free to type in whatever you want.
No, you covered
out
quite
there,
a few.
so-
I don't know, but I really enjoyed the Dean Z.
Yeah, Dean was awesome, man.
Dean,
Easy.
and you know what? Seeing somebody being that down to earth, humble, raw, just like you are as a human being. You were amazing, Ryan. You were like a big brother to me.
Oh.
That's the kind of love I have for you.
Well, thank you. That's very
But
kind.
seeing that and being able to connect with people with testimonies and that kind of stuff, that's just, it's so powerful.
Yeah.
really, really powerful.
I think that episode was what I loved about the episode is that we literally were just like, oh, let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that in Dean's heart, he wanted to have that episode,
Yeah.
take the opportunity to talk a little bit about his faith and whatnot, which was awesome. And you can just tell by the number of people who viewed it and are still viewing it that it connected in an awesome way, a positive way. And
Yeah.
why do this unless you're connecting in some way with human
Exactly.
beings? So that's awesome. And I'd like to have more episodes like that. And Dean, we've talked. We've got some things we're talking about maybe doing together in the future. So
Oh, that's nice.
that'll be cool. But we'll see what happens. But trying to get, I love researching stuff and doing episodes where and it's just me talking. But I also realize that the value in doing this is talking to people. Now, getting interesting people to come on and talk isn't always the easiest thing to do. As the channel grows, that will happen more and more, and it'll be easier.
More
to do.
exposure to
So
it, and then people would
We
agree to do
we
it.
should have John on sometime, and we could talk about. You like to fish and move boats around and
Oh yes, yes,
Stuff
I do.
like that.
Yes.
We'll have my son come with him then.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll have to, matter of fact, you should come to Pennsylvania and we should go fishing one day.
yeah,
There
Someday.
you go.
maybe I will.
Give you a
Maybe
trip.
I will.
Yeah, up the river.
Is there any other things that you guys find interesting that you'd like to have out there?
I get more out of him.
I mean, you when you do them, they're great. There's no doubt about it.
Try to stay away from politics, man. It's such a
You don't
such a
That's
crazy issue.
Yeah, that's a tough one there.
That's a vicious
And
politics.
it's ironic how, just I talk about the spiritual realm and stuff too. It's interesting. Like everything goes back to that, but in some ways it's like in our modern day, everything goes back to politics. And it's just like, I try to steer clear of that as best I can. But anyway,
You do a good job of it.
well, it's not easy.
Your podcasts are always interesting. There's no doubt about it. There's always really good to watch.
The day I left, Amy's battery went out on her car.
Oh.
Isn't that just the most ironic
Because
thing?
you weren't
His
there to
mom.
help.
Yeah. Well, we have an excellent neighbor, Ray. Thank you so much for helping out Amy. He took care of it and whatnot. But I miss Amy. I miss my kitty. I wore this fan. Kitty.
So he was fortunate to be home when the battery went dead.
It was in the morning, and
nice.
ironically enough, our neighbor, one of the Ray has worked sound at Legends in Concert, and his wife works in the box office. Amy works in the box office and box office manager, shift manager, and so it's like it worked out convenient that she had a ride to work, and Ray took care of it. But what a blessing to
Nice.
have.
Yeah, very
Awesome.
fortunate.
Great people and friends
Yeah.
and whatnot out there. So, well, anything else you'd like to add before we sign off on this beautiful Friday in Atlantic
No.
City, New Jersey?
Well, I know the shows have been great here. Every time I come here, there are always good shows. You always put a good show on. You
I
get
have
people
been.
wound up.
I have been slamming water because I just know by the end of this week you can't get enough water back in you for what you're losing.
Putting
So,
out when you're sweating, yes.
Yes, we watch it fly.
yeah, it's just I feel bad. Every once in a while,
Up there in the
I
front.
do.
Yeah.
yeah, every once in a while you can see it hit someone. You're like, oh man, I'm sorry.
I feel like I'm back in the Catholic Church.
Oh yeah. All right. Anything you want to add, John?
No, I appreciate you taking the time.
I appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah, no
It's
problem.
really cool to be able to come to these places and have normal people you can talk to and just hang out with, So I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Heather,
no problem.
anything you got to say?
No, just keep doing what you're doing. You
Yep.
I
you
appreciate it.
encourage us, and you
You're sweet. Thank
you
you
always
so
put
much.
a positive spin on everything, and that makes everything better.
Oh, thank you. And that's because I hang out so much with Diane, who's a very positive person.
I'm always positive
Very
around
positive.
you.
Very
Around
positive.
you, I
And
am.
I can say about Branson, your shows are always great out there. Every time we go there,
Oh, you're
they're always good shows.
John
Never
just says
fun.
that because when he comes out for the Branson Elvis Festival, he usually gets one of my jackets.
All
Well,
right, that's
yeah.
my jacket.
Matter of fact, I was going to ask you if I could borrow one last night. It was cold.
Were you were cold?
Yes,
I was
it's
cold.
freezing.
Yeah, it was cold in the
It was
casino.
terrible in
Yeah.
the casino.
Oh, in the casino
In the
itself.
casino, yeah.
I wish it would have been colder in sound waves. It was, but it might have been cool for y'all
No, it wasn't cold in there at
It
all.
wasn't?
No, it wasn't that really. No.
Actually, I was comfortable.
Okay. Well, then you get the lights on the stage. That's the other thing too. I don't know what. Maybe I'm just going blind or something. It's probable. Last night, did the stage look really lit up brightly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it did.
Because it was so bright. I usually get very close to the edge of the stage, and I couldn't last night because I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Now, when they do the lights, can they adjust them down, or is it just one,
Yeah.
like a one solid?
Yeah, and
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just curious.
I'm very content to let the lighting people do, because I know I cannot see what they're seeing from out there, and if it looks good, they'll have more power to them to do that. But it was really really bright, and that makes it feel like you're separated, as close as you are.
Yeah.
You feel like there's a separation between you, and I always try to the first thing I try to do as soon as I get on a stage is break the wall down between me and the audience, because otherwise, it's like watching TV. I don't want to be TV to the people in the audience. I want to be, let's interact and have some fun and whatnot. But anyway, all right. Well, that's about it. I got to render this and get it uploaded, and I will be in the comments section. If you have any suggestions for anything that you would like to see on the Ryan Files in the future, please let us know. I appreciate you guys so much. And maybe if I'm out somewhere and you're out there too, maybe you'll get a chance to hang out. And I mean, you can just tell these people are having a ball.
Oh, but we are.
First interview, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Tuesday, Elvis Explosion. Check it out. Oh, and I'm going to start doing a new thing just for fun. It'll be a short video that is connected to maybe a past episode that not a lot of people maybe got to see, or some new people coming to the channel who haven't caught up on some things. But there are some episodes that connect to certain things that I want to talk about in the future. So I don't know the name of it yet. So maybe if you have a name, or if you all have suggestions, I'm thinking about maybe on Thursday nights doing it, like a Thursday, Flashback Thursdays or whatever.
That sounds
That
interesting.
sounds good.
Yeah.
But it'll be, so yeah, if there's a better night to do it, or a better time, or a better day, your suggestions would be appreciated. And if you guys have any, let me know. But I'm thinking of doing that just to kind of get everything caught up, because there are a few things that I have planned a little bit further down the road, where we're going to start connecting some dots towards the end of year one of the Ryan Files, and that's going to be exciting.
Okay.
So it sounds interesting.
All right. Well, thank you once again for the 5th time. Thank you, and appreciate you. And we'll see you on Tuesday. Rock on. Bye.